Hello, hello, everybody. It is Thursday, December 17th, 2020, and this is our last Running with Scissors for the year. I am so glad to see you guys hopping on. I see Nancy and Cece, and I'm sure there's more of you out there. It's looking pretty good. Let's see, I'm getting a little error message here, but hopefully it's okay. Guys, let me know if everything is coming across good. Hello, Ms. Tamp. Nice to see you. Glad you have joined. And, oh, I'm going to do that. No, I'm not. Okay, so I have a different setup today. I actually have a screen in front of me now instead of off to the side, so I won't have to look down to the side anymore. But I'm trying to figure out where I want my chat to be. But I think that's the best place. Okay, good. I'm glad everything is okay on your end. Everything seems to be okay on my end. Hopefully I'm loud enough. I watched a replay and realized that my audio was really quiet. So let me know if it's too quiet for you, like in relation to other YouTube videos, and I will work on trying to fix that if you think that that is something that you hear. Okay, good. Glad to see everyone joining. Let's see, announcements for today. Okay, so as usual, there are supplies listed down below. Today we're going to do some swatching of the new Altenew colors. So I think we thought we would take a look at that, and I would show you a little bit of like how I swatch and why I swatch. And then, and that's about it. I thought we'd take it nice and easy, but I wanted to get the big announcement out there, which I've been kind of teasing for the last couple of weeks. And the reason why I've been teasing it is because I had to put some pieces in place and make sure everything was going to go off without a hitch. But I wanted to announce this. I wanted to announce the January stamp focus. So we are going to continue stamp focuses starting in January, where we'll be using the same stamp set every Thursday of the month. And we'll do, we're going to do one project each week, unless it's like super simple. I want to take the pressure off a little bit, but we're going to do one project each week. So that's 4 projects per month. If there happens to be a 5th week in the month, I'm going to do something different on that 5th week, either like an organizational thing or a technique thing, or we'll do a scrap buster or something like that. So we're going to do the stamp focus for 4 weeks. And then at the end of the 4 weeks on that Wednesday, so the day before the last stamp focus class, I'm going to be hosting a private virtual workshop. So if you have attended any of the recent Altenew virtual workshops that I've been doing, it will be along those lines. It will be hosted by me, though, not by Altenew. So we'll be using whatever the stamp focus set is that month, whether it's Altenew or another brand. So I do have everything set up for it, and you will see that pinned to the top. There's the link to my blog to get you guys registered. So I'm going to pop it up on the screen right here. I hope. Maybe not. It was supposed to pop that up. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it had to be in focus. Okay, so awesome. So here you go. If you go out to my website, and I do have this link right up there in the pinned comments, you'll go to the virtual workshop, and here is January's workshop. So the stamp for January is going to be Altenew's Floral Sprig Stamp and Die. And so here it is. That is the stamp. It's very versatile. It's got tons of different sentiments and a really cool font. I'll show it down in the hands view in a minute. And of course, there's the one matching die for the flower. So this is the stamp set we're going to use all month. And during the virtual workshop, we're going to create 3 projects using that stamp set. And this month we'll be using, I'll be using the Altenew Watercolor Essentials watercolors. So if you go out to my site and you find the virtual workshop here, and go ahead and click on that, it's going to give you some information about the workshop itself, when it's going to be. So Wednesday, January 27th from 1 to 3 U.S. Central Time. And if you can't attend, there will be a video replay that you'll be able to watch. So not only are you going to get the workshop, you're also going to get the full color PDF, like the ones that I've been doing for the previous stamp focuses. You're going to get the full color PDF. Now the PDF is going to be the 3 projects, exclusive projects from the workshop, plus the 4 projects from the whole month. So it's going to be a total of 7 projects in the PDF. So you'll get that. And then you'll also have access to the replay on a page on my site. You'll log in and you'll be able to get to the replay, which will remain exclusive to those who purchase the who get into the workshop. So the workshop is limited to 20 participants, and I'll be using Google Meet. It's very similar to Zoom, but it's something that I already have access to through my business. So we'll be using that, and it's got lots of cool features like polls and Q&A and all sorts of really cool things. So not only will we be able to do face-to-face, we'll be able to do little fun activities throughout the class. And I'm scheduling a class from 1 to 3. I'm hoping it'll take about 90 minutes, not 2 hours, but I wanted to build in a little bit of a buffer there just in case we needed some extra time, or we were having so much fun that we wanted to continue chatting for a little bit. All right, so there it is. 20 seats are available January 27th from 1 to 3 US Central Time. And down here, if you need to check your time conversion, you can do that. Okay, so I haven't been able to see comments here, so let me turn this off so I can get back to my comments. Comments. Any guys comments on that? Hey, Joni, so nice to see you popping over again. I just saw Paula and Joni in an Altenew class. So so glad to see you guys over here. So anyway, guys, that is now available. This is actually kind of early bird signups. Altenew, more than likely, if we can coordinate things properly, we'll be putting out an advertisement on it. So if you want to get into the class, now is the time to jump in and make sure that you get a seat for it. And then also I do I have the link below? I don't have the link below, I don't think, for this. But when you sign up for the class, I'll definitely, you're going to start getting some emails regarding how to access the class and how to get to the supply list for the class and all that kind of stuff. So you can pre-order and make sure that you have everything you need for the end of the month. So I'm hoping that by giving you about 6 weeks advance notice, if you're overseas and you want to order the products, you can find either a local stockist that has it, or you can use my affiliate links and order from me and get those shipped over to you in time. So I know sometimes it's cost prohibitive. So for those of you overseas, I totally get it if you choose to order from a local stockist over ordering from me or through an affiliate link of mine, just because I totally get it. Actually, I guess you should maybe look into some overseas stockists that might have affiliate programs. So if you have a local stockist that you absolutely love, do shoot me an email or pop it down in the, don't put it in the chat here, put it down in the discussion below and just tell me my local European stockist or my local UK stockist is, and give me a web address and I'll see if they have an affiliate program so that I can hook up with them and get you guys some reasonable options for getting crafty products, but also supporting me with affiliate links. That would be really cool. All right, guys. Yeah, so Joni, I'm glad you're out here and I'm glad I mentioned it too. I try not to cross promote because I'm just picky like that, I guess. Other people will be like, yeah, I'm going to be doing this and that, blah, blah. And for some reason I have a problem with that. But anyway, I'm glad I tossed it out there because I'm glad to see you again. Anyway, awesome. So I'm glad to see you guys are really interested and please do sign up. I'm really excited about doing it. And it's something that I will be offering each month. So actually you can put on your calendar the last Wednesday of every month is going to be the Stamp Focus private virtual workshop. Or did I put virtual private workshop? I don't know which way it should go. Anyway, so that is the big announcement. So let me pop down to my hands. Oh, we're going to be doing, I did mention already, we're going to be doing some swatching today. So let me pop down to my hands. Here we go. And this is the stamp set. So Floral Sprig. It's got a really nice floral piece here. It's just a single stem. And then these really great sentiments. And then it's got just the matching die here. So this comes in at a pretty low price point because it's a 5x7. It's not a very big stamp set. So I think, and the die. So I think together the stamp and the die is only $14. So, and then the watercolors are also in the $14, $15 price range. So this is a really accessible class. Hey, Debbie, nice to see you guys out there. Okay, so stamp focus for January. Here it is. The link is up above for the virtual workshop. And I guess I should have put a link to just this if you want to just do the weeklies here at Running with Scissors, because you might just want to do that too if you don't have time to come to the workshop. Now, if you don't have time to come to the workshop, or if it's at a weird time because you're in a different time zone than us over here in the US, like I said, there is going to be a recording. So that's always an option. And if I have enough interest over time, I might end up doing 2 classes, at which point I would do one like on a Saturday earlier in the morning to help grab you guys overseas. So just keep that in mind. Sign up for it if you're remotely interested, because that will really give me an idea of how big the interest is and if I need to do 2 classes, because I'm more than happy to do that. I'd love to share with you guys all of this crafty inspiration that I have. All right, so there's that. I need to toss this somewhere. So I'll toss it over there. Oh, you know what? I wanted to grab something too. Okay. Swatching. I know not everybody swatches, and that's okay. You don't have to. I'm going to show you why I swatch and how I swatch. Okay, so this is my current swatch file for all of the colors of Inkpads and watercolors that I currently have. Now, it's not up to date. I need to go through and pull some that I don't have anymore. I also need to go through and see if I'm missing any. So like these new Altenew inks, I know I need to swatch them. So they're going to go in here. So like these right here are all of my Altenew dye inks swatched out. So why do I swatch? First of all, when you stamp an ink pad, especially a dye ink, you can't really tell what color it is by looking at it. A pigment ink, of course, you can tell what color it is because the pigment looks different, right? So I always swatch so that I know what the color is going to look like. And then I also know like what it's going to look like on the cardstock that I like to use. So this is the 110 pound the 80 pound accent opaque white. Okay, so Debbie, you want to know what I'm using for storing. So this is a storage container that I got off of Amazon that I really like, and they fit my particular ones. They fit in here like perfectly. So these are sized at 2.5 by 3.5. So they're kind of business card sized ish. And we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so one of the big reasons, again, why I swatch, especially dye inks, is because that way I know like what color it is. The other reason is because you see these areas over here, I can start adding in favorite color combos over time. Because you know, when you stamp dye inks over each other or when you blend dye inks together, you're going to get that blended color in the middle. And you want to know if that color is actually going to work or not. So you have the option of like actually blending them to see if they're going to work, or doing like blended swatches, which is a nice option too. Or you can just stamp them and see what the median color is going to be and if you like it or not. So that's 2 reasons why I do swatches. It's easy, and a third way is because it's really easy for me to pull out some swatches and decide like color combos, like, oh, I think fresh lemon and sapphire is really speaking to me today. And then I go through and I figure out like what other colors I might want to add into that. And then I pull these out, and then I'll go pull some cardstock swatches out, and then I'll get like a little color palette that I'll be working with. So, so yeah, I kind of do it just to help with my planning of a project sometimes, especially if I'm like looking for inspiration. This is a way to really do it. So I also do it for watercolor swatches, And these are especially important because it helps me to understand like the staining properties of them, the granulation properties of them, and the transparency of them. So that's important to do with watercolor. And these are done on watercolor cardstock. Okay, so let me show you how I do it. So Debbie, I don't have this in the link deli list for today, but I will add this in because I think I have it in my shopping list. But yeah, this is really great because they fit in here perfectly, and it's like a nice, I mean, look at how many it holds, like oodles and oodles. I couldn't even tell you how many swatches I have done in here. Okay, so there's that. All right, so let me start you off at the beginning. A lot of people ask how I create my swatches, and there's two things that I use. So I use my We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board, and I have this listed down below, and cardstock, of course. And then I use the waffle flower swatching set. Now I'm not going to I have a whole bunch of these done. I'm not going to bore you with creating these today. I might even have a video out there about it. But I use this little mass tone piece here, and then I have a couple of these cut up to make this little side. So I make like a little template in my MISTI, and I stamp a whole bunch at once. All right. And then because I like to have this cute little look to them, this is, of course, is something you don't have to do, but because I have it and I thought, hey, I'm going to do this. So I use my envelope punch board, and these are 3.5 inches. So I come out to 3.5 inches and I punch the one side, and that gets me that nice little cut there. And then I do the corner rounder on the opposite side, and that gets me well, if I would do it right, it gets me the corner. There we go. Gets me the nice corner round. And that's how I make my shape. So all of my swatches look like that. All right. And then, like I said, I use the waffle flower stamp set. Well, actually, we're going to use part of the waffle flower stamp set. So I use this set here to get in the mass tone, like I said, and then a couple of these, 3 of these. I cut them off, so I did some stamp surgery, and then I use this little piece here. All right, but then today we're going to use the partner to this little itty bitty stamp set. This is the Inkpads Swatches stamp set. All right, and these, you can tell, I mean, look at the color on those. They have been loved. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is for the mass tone. And mass tone just means the color in mass. So this whole space here, you want to see the solid color. And usually I will like stamp it twice. And then this side here, I'm going to stamp solid again over here, because this is like the testing side. And then because I'm stamping on this side, I'm going to do a second generation stamp. So that means you stamp, get it all inked up, and then you stamp it off once, and then you see what it looks like here. Okay, so that's what I do for those. So let me grab, I need a piece of scrap paper. So I don't know why, but I always use a Post-it when I do this. It's crazy. Okay, so let's talk new ink colors. Woohoo! Okay, so we got 3 new ink families. I guess I'll pull them all out so you can see them here. And I'm gonna put this down on the floor so I don't mess with it. Okay. All right, so 3 new ink families. The blues, these are called Arctic Mountain. Now, if you didn't know, I'm sure you saw this earlier this week if you watched Lydia over on the Altenew channel. But they added a little bit on the back here. So not only does it have a little swatch of the color, it has the name, the family, and then what color level it is. So this is the 4th color in the family, so it's the darkest. So Arctic Mountain, Winter Lake, all right, Icy Water, and Polar Bear. Okay. And then we had greens, and this is called Nature's Wonder. So mangrove root, yeah. Sea forest, marshland, and misty moor. And these are like an olivey green. Yeah, I did get them in the large size. I started my large size collection, so here they are. I need to get the squares now. And then, so this is the reds, and I love these. These are all really great. Mahogany bark is the darkest. Burnt red. And this is my favorite color in the whole collection. Canyon clay and pastel sunrise. All right, so let's do a little swatching. I'm not going to do like the whole process because that probably would bore you guys out of your mind. But I will show you some of the details. Okay, so this is, let's see, how do I do this? It's been a while. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so this is pastel sunrise. And I always put what kind of ink it is, so it's a dye. And then for these, I put the families. So Martian Terrain, I'll just shorten as MT. And so this is color number 1, so I'll put MT1. That way, when I put them in my swatch bin, I don't have to necessarily keep them together. I can just find it by the little note that I put over here on the side. Okay, and then Altenew at the bottom. All right, so that's how all of those are going to go. And I always start with the lightest because as I go, then I don't have to worry about really getting the darker colors contaminating the lighter colors, etc. Right? I am going to wipe this off in between, but all right, so ink this up really well. And I'm going to put it right into my mask tone. All right, and again, I'm going to do 2. I always do 2 just to make sure that I get a really good coverage. All right, so there's that. I always have a couple of blocks out for this process because I know I'm going to use a couple of stamps. So I guess I really only need the 2 right now. All right, so then I'm going to go into it again, and I'm going to double stamp over here. And then on this side, I'm going to ink it up, stamp it off, and then stamp it. All right, so now I can see I've got what the color looks like in mass. This is going to be my little testing area, and then this is my stamped off area. All right, so let's do all of these, and then I'll come back maybe and do a couple of the blues, and we'll just see how we're feeling about continuing on. Sometimes this process can get a little boring to watch maybe, but it's a really great activity to do in front of the TV. Okay, so I want to know, am I the, well, I'm not the only one that swatches. I know Debbie out there, you swatch. Anyone else out there a swatcher? A swatcher? Okay, so dye, and this is MT2. All right, so I'm just gonna, I can wipe it off a little bit. I'm not really super concerned because, like I said, I'm going into the next darker color. When I switch colors, for sure, shades, you know, families, I'll definitely clean this off really well. All right, and if I don't... Okay, so I saw that, Miss Tam. Yeah, you know, I kind of go in and out with using swatches as far as like something to reference. I'm glad that I have them. Although I would find, like, I started doing this as soon as I switched over from Stampin' Up! And I started doing other company inks and stuff because I wasn't quite sure what I had. And that was the reason why I started swatching. And then I'm just like, I try to keep up with it. But it can be a monumental task if you already have a whole bunch and you don't know where to start. I would say start with your favorites so that way you know what colors you have. Okay. And you don't have to do anything this complex either. You can always just swatch a solid shape out on a piece of cardstock and, you know, do them on a ring like Debbie talked about, or, you know, just start in a more simple way. You don't have to go this crazy with it either. All right, so let's see. Oh, okay, so here's a confession. I took advantage of the Concord and Ninth sale that they had, and I got the entire set of their inks, and I caved because they are on firm foam ink pads, and I love firm foam for ink pads, and I really like their color selection. So I have to swatch all of those, and they are all still in the plastic. Obviously, I got them just a couple of weeks ago, I guess, when they were on sale. So yeah, I have a little bit of work to do. That'll be a nice little holiday activity to do. Come downstairs and turn on some TV and swatch. Let's see. Yeah, Paula, that's if I was starting this now with all the inks that I have, like I said, it would be a really big task. But I think, again, it kind of helps me understand what I have and keeps me from buying things that I already have a similar color for. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it, though. So. Yeah. Your conversation is really great here, guys. Yeah, swatching makes me want to use the inks too. Like now that I'm doing these, I really, really like the color that I see here. All right, so this is the last. And this is, okay, so here's like a really interesting finding is that this mahogany bark is really much more brown than I anticipated it being as a part of this family. I would have thought that it would have been more of a red, but it's really quite brown. This is definitely a contender for a cup of coffee. Okay, so this is another, see, look at how brown that is. I mean, look at that, guys. That's a really nice shade of brown. All right. So, and you see, I'm not perfect about it. It gets a little out of the lines. It's okay. It's just a tool. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so that is our first color set. Okay, let's do the blues I'm really interested in. Okay, so I do have my picket fence scrubby. I really do find, I mean, you know, I've had this for a couple months now, guys, and I really do find that it cleans really, really well. And so that's really a nice feature. But I do find that if you let it get dry, it's, and then you try to use it, you will get a little hole in it. So make sure that it's like this is almost already too dry to use. I need to get this a little more wet than it is. All right. Sidebar note. Okay, so 4 more swatches here. Polar bear. And this is Northern Shore, so NS1. I'll put the Altenew on it later. You guys figured that out. And yeah, Paula, that brown is totally a tree bark color. So, oh, hey, in other news, I do have a new Altenew video coming out. Excuse me, I don't know where this cough came from. A new Altenew video coming out on Sunday, a new sketch starter. Oh, we'll be starting those up again in January too. And let me think about what I did for those projects. I want to say I did some ink blending for those. It's like totally escaping me what I did. Mm. Come on. There we go. Oh, yeah, I do like the colors that they come up with. I like that they try to make them relative to the color family. So, wow, that is a really light blue. I like that. I really like this blue a lot, but it's super light. Hey, Heidi, glad you could join us. All right, next color is Icy Water. These blues, and I think these blues are like almost true to their name. They are a kind of a, I want to say dusty, but I don't want you to take that in the wrong way. Yeah, Heidi, these are the new inks from Altenew. But you know, in the Crayola box, the color that used to be, I don't know if it still exists, is Cadet Blue. This is the color that comes to mind. All right, so it's a really pretty shade of blue. All right, next color is Winter Lake. Oh. And this one gets really dark real quick. All right. And the last color is Arctic Mountain. Oh yes, I did use these on my last, I just remembered what I did for my sketch starter video. And yes, I did use these. I also used them in my Altenew Academy class videos, which is what I was actually thinking of. Okay, so this is a great, this is like, oh, I keep missing the lines on this because I can't see them through here. This is like a denim jean navy blue. Super, super blue. All right, so that is the Northern Shore family. All right, so that's those. All right, let's get our third set in. Okay, did those. I almost did them over again. Okay, and then so the last ones here are the Nature's Wonders. Okay, so this is funny. NS is like my maiden name initials, NS, and NW obviously are my current initials. Haha. So these are like an olivey green. So Misty Moore. And Marshland. And Sea Forest. So this one we've seen. This came out in the autumn set of watercolor brush markers, Sea Forest. And then Mangrove Root. Okie doke. Let's see. The C4. Yeah, it's a really great color. All of these are really interesting set of colors. So let's go. Let's take a look. All right, let me clean these off really good. I don't want to get any blue contamination in them. So again, I'm using that cleaner from Picket Fence. Really make sure all the ink's off of there. Okay, diving into Misty More. See, I almost messed up. Misty More. There is a shade of green, a Crayola shade of green that this reminds me of too. It was like the green crayon in the crayon box that nobody ever wanted to use. But it's a really great color. All right. Marshland. So hey, for my my Jewish friends out there, I know there's a couple of you at least, I think. Happy Hanukkah. I hope your celebrations are going well and that you got all of your cards out. And for those of you who are doing Christmas cards, I hope you got them in the mail already. We got all of our Christmas cards out shortly after Thanksgiving, but I do have something I'm sending out. I'm sending out to some friends, but they are going to be New Year's cards. I had planned them that way. It's not like I forgot or knew I was going to run out of time. But if you have run out of time and you didn't send cards, hopefully you can repurpose the sentiment or maybe alter it a little bit or write something different on the inside that says Happy New Year. And then it's like you meant to do it that way, right? Oh, Saturday. I think, well, Saturday should still be safe. I think maybe they'll make it on time or close to on time at least. All right, so that was C4. C4 is a great green. I mean, look at that. I think it's a really natural green color. Like if you're going to do foliage, it's a really great choice for it. Okay, and then the last one is mangrove root. And again, so this one, not as surprising as the mahogany, but it's really, really dark. And, but it's a great color too. All right. So there we go. Let's see. Last of your holiday cards went out on Monday. That's excellent, Sue. Yay. So I have to laugh because my husband and my business is doing websites, blogs and things for small businesses. And for a lot of crafters, we have, we do sites for them. And there are a lot of card makers. We don't get a lot of cards from them. We get some from our customers, but I think we would get more because we represent a lot of card makers online, but we don't. Okay, so there you go. Oh, Cadet Blue is still there. Yay. Okay, so here is our Nature's Wonders. See, I'm going to have to remember these now. Nature's Wonders. Super pretty. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about these over here. And I want to use, I'm trying to think, what colors did I use for that? Oh, good, Nancy. I'm glad your Hanukkah cards went out. I want to say, okay, I'm going to step out of the frame a minute. I want to look at the colors that I used because it turned out prettier than I thought it was going to. Oh, yeah, here it is. Oh, okay. I remember what I did with that. Okay. So I am going to pull out. Okay. So now that I have a refresher on what it was that I was thinking of. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to share with you is some people wanted to know where these colors fit in. And I'm going to do a video on this probably sometime in the coming weeks, comparing and contrasting them. So these are all of my small cubes. And of course, I don't have these yet. I have the large ones. So, but I made space for them in my storage because I thought this is where they're going to go. Okay, so what I have here is like the Sea Glass, Ocean Waves, Dusk, Desert Night. Those are here. And then the Tranquility family, Misty Morning, Cloudy Sky, Nimbus, and Dark Night. And then I think these guys come in next. So as far as like blue is concerned, they are a pretty, they're almost a neutral blue, like this next section here with Sea Breeze, Turquoise, Starlight, etc. Okay, I think they fit in here. So, you know, I think this is a really good place for them to be. So if you're looking at like the way that these start to get kind of purpley, these start to go over to the green side, I think they end up kind of right here by the Tranquility colors. Okay. And then the next one, here we have Real Reds. So this is the one that has crimson in it, which I consider probably one of the closest to Real Red that Altenew has. And then Heartbeat. So these are really getting into the reds, and then they move into the oranges. So I think this is where the Martian Terrain falls in because it's a combination of oranges and reds. I think they fit into here pretty well. Another place that they kind of work, because this is kind of a brownish color. Yeah, I am in that. I think this is really where they go. So it's kind of a more brown color here. Fire Brick is really definitely a burnt orange. So I think that this is where they go. They help bridge the gap between red and orange really well. All right, so that's where I think those go. And then for the last one here, so I've gone from brown grays, which is like Morning Frost, Evening Gray, to more of a true gray family, Gentleman's Gray. All right, and then over here is Tropical Forest. I think these guys fall in between there. So they are an olive color. All right. And moss is an olive color too, right? But it's not as dark as mangrove root. And mangrove root has a lot of like grayish brown overtones. So those pop right in here. And then Tropical Forest comes in. So that's how I think those fit through. All right. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do a video that kind of shows that. I probably am not going to do it until I get the small squares. So it's going to be a couple weeks on that, I bet. Anyway. I wanted to show you guys that. So one other thing, okay, I'm looking for a particular color. Sea Breeze. What was it? Sea Glass. Maybe it was Ocean Waves. Let's do Ocean Waves instead. Okay. So here's where the fun color combos come into play. So I'm going to take, and I only know this because I did this combination and I really, really liked it. Marshland, Sea Forest. So I'm going to take Marshland and Ocean Waves, and I'm going to blend them together. Heidi, the trays are, you can get them at Bed Bath & Beyond, or you can get them on Amazon. I will post some links. I actually recently I found some cheaper versions of them that will work just as well, so I can post both of the links for them. Those are the M Design or Interdesign brand that a lot of other folks use for storage. I use it a lot in my room, but I recently found some cheaper versions that I think work just as well. So I will share those with you. Okay, so Ocean Waves and Marshland. Oh, and then I'll show you how okay, so they don't come this way. They don't come with the dividers in them. I put the dividers in myself, and these are plastic, self-adhesive on the bottom store dividers that you would find in a grocery store. I can link to those too. So I cut them down and they fit in here, and I fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can fit 10 families in one tray, and they stack, which is super nice. I am going to have to do a room video for sure. Now that I have a whole bunch of things kind of set up and in place, I should totally do that. Okay, so here's where the alchemy comes in, the fun stuff. Okay, so this is the stump for her. So this is marshland. I'm going to put marshland first. Okay. And then this color is Ocean Waves. Okay, first of all, they look really, really great here, right? Watch the magic. So dye inks, as you know, are transparent. So I've got 2 layers of marshland on here. Like I said, I've been doing 2 layers on each. So normally when I'm stamping, of course, I'm going to probably just do one, or blending, right? But this is going to show me what a blend is going to look like when I do these 2 colors together. So isn't that amazing, the magic that happens? So marshland plus Ocean Waves equals that. All right, so how am I going to remember that? The first color I did is always going to be the main color on this page. So over here, then I will just put Ocean Waves. All right. So this is how I use my swatches when I find color combos that look amazing together. So now I know if I'm looking for a really cool blend, I can pull out marshland and Ocean Waves. And when I blend them together in the center, this is the color I'm going to get. All right. So let's do, I'm going to set this aside. Let's do some playing around. Let's do a couple little ones that we'll play around with these and see if we come up with any other cool combos. So I don't like to put my combos on here until I find something cool. All right. So we need to do some testing first. Okay, so what colors do you think will look good together? Like if I did, well, let's see what we do. Let's stick with marshland and do marshland and Winter Lake and see what we get. Yeah, exactly, Paula. That's the great reason why I like to do these swatches. Okay, so here is marshland. And I'm putting Winter Lake on top of it. All right, so I'm going to let that sit for a minute, and then I'm going to do the opposite and see if it looks any different. So Winter Lake is actually pretty dark. Sometimes when you do one color first over the other color, you get something different, but in this case, they do look the same. It's a nice dark green. I don't know if it's anything that I would use on a regular basis, so I say that that's just kind of a whatever. Let's try, but you know what, this is really dark. Let's try it with icy water instead. So again, marshland. Okay, so marshland and icy water creates a really nice green. So you can see that it's different than the original green. And it's also different than Ocean Waves, what that creates. Is it something that I would use? I don't know. So I probably won't put it on the card. Let's try for something else. Let's do... okay, we're going crazy here. Oh, you know what? Let's see if we can get a cool purple. I don't know if this will happen or not, because these are kind of orange. Okay, so Polar Bear is the lightest, and Canyon Clay is number 2. Now, I don't like sit around and like test all these things out. But if I'm looking for a color combination and maybe say I've blended something, I said, wow, that really works amazing together. It would be something that I would put on this swatch for later use because I realize that it's like a really stunning combination. Okay, so we're going into Polar Bear. And that's not really doing, excuse me, doing anything for me. It's kind of like a grayish shade of something. Let's try. I thought maybe because these were a little more on the orange side that something cool might happen with them. But not so much. All right, so mixing these colors is not really working out. What else could we mix with? Whoa. That would have been bad. I really would like to find a shade of purple. So blue and red. That's why I thought maybe I'd get purples with these, but not so much. These are too orange for that. So let's find a red that might work. Let's do... I'm going to try Rouge, although Coral Bliss is also speaking to me. Okay, so let's do Sea Forest was... Okay, so let's do Icy Water and Coral Bliss. All right, I'm going to let that sit for a minute. And do Rouge while I'm waiting. There's some okay colors, but they're not super great. Okay, so I'm going to flip my mindset here. And instead of doing light colors, I'm going to do darker reds. Okay. So Heartbeat and Crimson. Yeah, I'm not really excited about either of those. So we'll start with Crimson. All right. Yeah, I'm just getting like a muted purple. I'm not as excited about these guys. So you win some, you lose some. You see how they work out. And you're not always going to come up with a lot of winners. But then you do. You come up with that one and you're like, oh, that's so awesome. I would love the way that that looks together. So that's how I use my swatches. Cool, right? Questions about swatches, guys? Because that's about all I've got for today. All right, so let's recap. We've got new Stamp Focus coming out in January. I've got the link up above for the Stamp Focus private virtual workshop, which will be January 27th. And there will be a recording available for you guys. If you want to get the projects and the PDF and all that kind of stuff, but you can't attend live. Oh, Paula, you are so sweet. Yay! I have to send you something special for being my first sign up. Yay! That's awesome. Thank you so much for supporting me. So yeah, if you are in a time zone where you might not be able to watch live, and join us, then there will be, of course, the recording. So Heidi, we're going to be doing our monthly stamp focus, and the January stamp focus is the Floral Sprig by Altenew. So the 4 Thursdays in January, we'll be doing them here. So you'll have 4 new cards for that stamp set. And then on the last Wednesday of the month, I'm going to be doing a private virtual workshop via Google Meet. So we'll be able to see each other face to face. We'll be able to chat with each other, which is a ton of fun, as Paula saw today. So we get to talk and ask questions and just have a grand old time crafting together. And I will walk you through 3 additional projects. So you'll get 3 projects plus a full color PDF of those 3 projects plus the projects from the month. So you'll have 7 projects in the PDF. And then you'll have access to the recording. So I'm going to be doing that the last Wednesday of every month. So, and this is the early bird sign up. So I hope you guys go out there and get registered for that. It's going to be $20. So go ahead and check that out and just kind of see how things go. I may do an early bird discount or a discount if you went to last month's, something like that, a little incentive and thank you for supporting me. In that way. So that is out there, and that was the big news. So I've got that one, and actually I'm already working on my February one, so I'm hoping to actually have that announced more towards like the first week of January versus the middle of January, and maybe try to keep a 2-month ahead on that. So you've got plenty of time to check out the stamp focus and decide if you want to get the stamp set so you can follow along all month long. You'll be able to follow along on Thursdays and then also during the virtual private workshop. So yes, it's going to be the Floral Sprig stamp set. And thanks to you guys for everyone that did the survey that kind of helped me shape how this goes. I was trying to decide whether I was going to do kits where you got all of the materials and everything, or if I was just going to do the class on its own. And it seems to me that doing the class on its own is a better deal kind of for everyone involved, because you can decide if you want the stamp set or not. You can because a lot of these you can just get the ideas and the techniques and apply them with other stamps that you already have. And if you are overseas, you can get them through your own local stockist and not have to pay import tax and things like that. And then even getting it from me, like I have to purchase them and get them and then send them out to you as well. And then that takes time and a little bit of money and that kind of thing. So this keeps costs and time and effort down for everybody concerned. Yes, Heidi, get the stamp and the die. The great thing about that set is that the stamp and die set together is about $14 or $15. So it's a really affordable set. So yes, the next Running with Scissors will be in January, because next week is Christmas Eve and the following week is New Year's Eve. And I'll be busy cooking and relaxing and catching up on a few things. So, and I figure you guys could use a few weeks to enjoy the holidays with your family that you can get together with, and or with your immediate family. Not that you've not been spending enough time with them already, but, chilling out for the holidays and just enjoying everything until we get to 2021 and hopefully have a much better year for everyone involved across the globe. All right, so yes, get the stamp and die. I'll post a link to them here and down in the description to make sure that you get that. And yes, sign up for the class. The link for the class is actually pinned at the top. It's also down in the description. So I hope to see a whole bunch of you guys choosing to participate in that, because I think it's going to be a grand old time. We're going to go for about 90 minutes. I scheduled it for 2 hours just in case. And we're going to have a fantastic, fantastic time. I already have the cards done. They look great. You're going to love them. So Thank you, everyone. I have truly enjoyed working and creating with you guys over the last 37 episodes. I can't believe that we've been doing this all year and that the end of the year is already here. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all of you that have been following along since the beginning. Next year is going to be bigger and better, and we're going to have a great time crafting. So I hope you guys get lots of craft time in over the next 2 weeks. And when you do, please do tag me out on social media. Just snap a picture and share it, and tag me out there. I'm in the Altenew fan club group. You can tag me out on my Facebook page. You can tag me out on Instagram. You can tag me here. Share your projects, because that's what this community is all about, sharing and creating together and having a great time. So thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful, happy, and safe holiday. I'll see you in 2021. Bye.